Good afternoon. It's Monday, July 5th. I hope everyone got a good night's sleep in spite of the celebrations. I'm going to do a bit of throwing, in this case, hoping for a bottle. I've got another one of those upcoming bisque kilns where I have worked out that I don't quite have enough pots. So this is filling that anticipated space. And in the normal course of things, I might just, arbitrarily throw, 24 pots today, figuring I could get to them tomorrow and Wednesday. But we've also got a window here of dry weather, and my backyard has gone completely jungle, so I've got to use the next 3 days to unjungle it. So this step, I notice some people don't do. I mean, when I look at videos. So I'm using the end of the wooden rib to get a nice flat bottom, but also to compress the clay there, which helps reduce the chance of cracking, particularly S cracks. Okay. Now I've already sort of made a mistake in that the bottom here is a little wide for the amount of clay I have, which increases the chance that it's going to be a dumpy looking pot, whatever it is. But we'll see. So, one of my professors, Chuck Hines, was generally known for his sculptures, and but like most potters, he could also make what we call round pots. But he talked once when he was talking about pitchers about, I swear, needing to make like 30 to warm up. So, he'd start throwing, and it wasn't until after the first 30 that, the clay started doing things he really wanted it to do, you know. And I suppose that shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, certainly musicians warm up before a concert. And there are issues of dexterity and alertness and focus. And of course, the clay is a variable, because even if it's your favorite clay and even if you threw the day before, there can be variations in how it behaves based on moisture content and how well it's been wedged and those sorts of things. So this motion that I'm doing here is called collaring. And you're trying to push it inward sort of in as many places as possible. And the thing is, as you do so, the walls are going to thicken because the same amount of clay has to get in a smaller space or a smaller orbit. So now, some might say, why bother making bottles? Well, I have some of my customers use them just for ornaments or little bud vases, but some also use them either for carrying around their own water or something that's not water. It's not up to me to decide. And I'm an advocate for having some variety of work in your shop, even if 90% of what you sell is coffee cups. It does two things. It proves to the public that you are capable of something more complicated than a coffee cup. And it proves it to yourself as well. It can be very hard on one's self-esteem to think of yourself as only making coffee cups, only making anything. I mean, so you'll notice that the top of this has developed a significant wobble, and that's probably a result of it not being perfectly centered in the beginning. The extra clay is now extra wall. But there is a well-known solution. So, by being very steady, I can create a new top. By removing the unevenness. Okay, so not to be that guy with all the pet peeves, but one of the things I've noticed with people making bottles is that sometimes the very top, the lip, reads as kind of weak, either because it's thin or because it doesn't have a distinct, crisp shape. So anything you can do to make the top of it look sturdy and intentional, I think, is a good idea in terms of your final result. Okay. Well, that's an odd little beauty, but for a first one, it'll be okay. And again, I use the chamois because someone's mouth is very likely going to be on that. And you don't want any bumpiness or roughness. None at all. Thank you. Have a good day.